Yes, developed as a live act, but only patchily in fits and starts. The word tour, which now everybody now elegantly goes on tours, nobody had invented that. You did one-nighters. And the one-nighter could be, could be 900 miles away, as it were. Or it could be, I don't mean 900 miles perhaps, although we did drive to Montreux in Switzerland. I remember from London to Montreux, it was 6 up, and me sitting on a milk crate. Oh, I can feel it now. The pleasure, the pain. And the gigs were often one-nighters. There was no money for hotels, so there would be a scary ride. We were late because Squire was late out of the bathroom. We'd be late leaving London. We'd actually run red lights in the north of England, which terrified the heck out of me. We would then pack up and do all the things that musicians do and drink too much until about 2 in the morning and then drive back with no central reservation. In the motorway system, they hadn't developed a central barrier. So what was happening was people were dying crossing the roads. This time at 4 in the morning, everybody's falling asleep. Nobody knew that you fell asleep. So this guy, Martin Lamble, aged 19, my age exactly, a blonde drummer, nice guy, from Fairport Convention, dies, right, in a road crash. I said, the hell with this. I'm out of this. This is too dangerous for words. Because, we'd wake up crossing, the A1M had roundabouts. You'd wake up like this and a start as the curbs hit the roundabout because John's fallen asleep.
Didn't Chris talk about wreck a car or van?
We were quite good at wrecking cars and vans, and I remember swapping places with Chris, who'd crashed a car, to take the insurance rap for myself. He couldn't have any more insurance claims, so I took the rap for the insurance thing. I mean, life was suicidal doing this. So I said, I'm going to travel on my own. Forget it, you guys. I'm going to travel. I'm going to make my own arrangements. Next gig's in Amsterdam. So I go there a day early. I take the plane or the boat or whatever it is, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. Sound check now. Amsterdam, no band. Where's the band? Damn me, if they haven't left the road. They've left the highway at 50 miles an hour, gone down a ditch, ploughed into earthworks, happily. Not earthworks, the band. But ploughed into mud and soil. And they're all down the police station. Couldn't believe it. So travel was positively suicidal. So that's how we started. We started patchily. But I know you didn't want to know about that. And we started patchily because they were one-nighters. And they were one-nighters that cost us too much to do. So every time we played, we just increased the debt. We were permanently short of money. And it was just very, very lucky that we hung in there. It is amazing that we managed to hang together long enough to make any music at all, I think. And I'm still surprised, really, how that was possible. But I think intuitively we must have sensed that there was something happening or about to happen, I think.
And it happened very quickly, didn't it, Bill? You played at the Royal Albert Hall with Jimi Hendrix, and then you got a contract with Atlantic. How did you see those events happen? Was that down to John? Or?
The beginning of the band was kind of a blur of events happening pretty quickly, mostly based with John hustling out work, interesting work, often at clubs. There was a great club of the day called Blazes, and I seem to remember we got a gig there because Sly and the Family Stone had cancelled. We seemed to play the Albert Hall quite a bit with various bands, and then a record contract came so quickly. And so thin. This record company the contract was about 5 pages long. I don't even remember signing it. We never looked for a record contract. There was just always a record contract there. I understand nowadays you have to work a lot harder to find a record deal. In those days, there were so many bands and so many groups, and to put it in context, you must understand the industry was pretty much trebling in size per annum. So everybody was robbing everybody blind, everybody was making a profit. Nobody cared. If you stole from me, I didn't care. Why? Because I'm making more money next year. So nobody really minded. I just signed any old bit of paper and got going. A terrific burst of energy to start with, and then a very slow period. Because suddenly we weren't the success that everybody said we were supposed to be. There was this other lot called Led Zeppelin. And they'd signed with Atlantic Records roughly the same time, I think. And as I understand it, Led Zeppelin did pretty well, pretty quickly. Whereas the Yes camp all went horribly quiet. We went off and did gigs in Wolverhampton. Made a record which nobody really bought. So things got a little sweatier then.
the first Yes album, in fact, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. My memory of this is it's not that I've forgotten. It's just that I was phenomenally ignorant about, so ignorant that I can't tell you how ignorant I was about what a record deal was, what song publishing rights were, about how you sold a record. I didn't even know whether Atlantic Records was from England or America. I mean, I didn't know, and I didn't care, because I had another agenda, which was to be a good drummer, which was what I was interested in. I wasn't interested in the summer of love.
So the business side of it passed you by.
The business side of it passed me by completely.